Hello, Gemini. Welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor, and today I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. But first, we're going to, pull a card from the Thoth deck to kind of just see. Yeah, the sun. That makes sense. Just to see what the energy is. Yeah. So we have the sun, we have revelation, we have everything in view, clarity, I just have been absolutely taken into meditation, contemplation on Neptune and its movement into Aries. From Pisces to Aries, and this 14-year cycle just came to a close and another began. So we go from a more passive Pisces kind of, we're going to kind of just, chill, see how this goes. We're just going to kind of, we maintain what we got, not fuss too much, just try to kind of hold on for, all that it's worth, and then, bang, right into Aries. Well, we know the energy of Aries is not, let's wait and see. It's not, let's hang on and just try to make this thing work. No, Aries says, no. We got that fire. We got that there is the great airiness to it all as well, right? And so then we have this sun card. Immediately I'm thinking, yes, it is about this great movement into action. Okay, whatever that looks like for you, wherever your clarity lies, you are going to be moving in that direction. Okay. And I say it in that way because, right, we all have our own experiences, our own paradigms, and the way that we experience the world, and that is continually shifting. And so this is to kind of speak to all of us, right, no matter our alignments. And so Gemini, they better watch out for you. They better watch out for you. Oh my goodness. Wow, thank you for being here. It's always such a great pleasure to be able to bring these readings to you, to bring the message of spirit. And I know I'm getting a little excitable here. I woke up this morning feeling worried, as I think a lot of us have been, waking up worried, feeling unsure about things, about my place in the world, about the world that I am in, just all of it. And I decided, what, today at least for this part of the day, I'm going to try to be a little more cheerful. I'm going to try to meet the day with a little bit of gusto. And I'm doing all right. I feel like I'm talking myself right into it. All right, so let's go ahead. Let's get started with this thing. We see that we have, it looks like it says her. H-E-R, right up at the top, her. I feel like this is it's like a whisper in the back of your mind. It's somebody you don't want to think about. There's conflict because I know you're thinking, I don't want to think about them. I don't want to think about her. I don't want to think about her. I don't want to think about her. Every time it comes up, every time you see somebody that reminds you of her, they, ask about something that maybe brings up this person. innocently, right? But it brings this feeling of, I don't know, it's like an echoing shadow. It feels like there was a lot of deception, a lot of darkness, a lot of quiet, a lot of mystery, or things just not making sense. I almost wonder if this is a parent. And I say that because, I mean, who are we more, tied into these like complex mental tunnels and pathways of our mind, right? We spend so much time, I mean, not all of us, right? My parents passed away when I was a kid, so I didn't have my whole life with them or anything, but you still, even, I imagine, even just in the greater sense of lineage, of genetic tie, but there is this complexity to understanding our kin, our parents in particular, something that usually we don't go this deeply with other people. Now, some people do, right? Some people find partners and have friends and, maybe know their siblings deeply or their children or whatever. But I would say that most people, this is where the most complex relationships lie. And maybe with your kids. But there is a sense of, I guess, resentment, maybe. Maybe it's resentment, but a sense of lies. Maybe not just like openly lying or misleading you, but omitting. Just not wanting to talk about things. Being unavailable to you. And I feel like it just leaves a lot of empty rooms. A lot of lights turned off and voices very low. Secrets and hidden, pushed away in the attic, locked, forgotten. But it doesn't get forgotten, really, right? This is our shadow. And I do believe, and I know I've had a lot of asides here and a lot of ramblings, but I'm feeling kind of poetic today. I don't know. I have been writing quite a bit these last couple weeks here, and so I am feeling a little bit inspired. But we have collective shadows, right? Obviously, we have of our cultures, of our our local communities, our family communities, and so in our relationships we also do. We have these things that become kind of a shared shadow. And so I feel with this her, and I know it feels so powerful, I feel that this is something that is coming to the front. This is work here. Now, this may be the mother wound, right? The mother wound work. This is, you can go look it up. But, this encompasses a lot of different aspects of, the sometimes treachery of being a child of a mother and a mother of a child. And its effect on the psyche, of all involved. And so these are things that even if we don't perceive ourselves as having them or carrying them, it's something that we will have to examine, at least at some point. So I feel you coming into this, and it feels profound, and that's why we spent so much time on it, because my goodness, I could feel like I was lost in it for quite a while. For some reason, as I'm picturing it, it reminds me of a like an Italian new wave, kind of, not necessarily like film noir or surreal, but this kind of, you know, real attention to light and the scale of that light and darkness in your life, right? I feel like that's a really I don't know, like you grew up in a house where that lights weren't turned on very often. I don't know. I know that sounds strange. And it feels familiar. It's a very particular feeling. But yeah, anyways, let's keep going. I could get lost in that part for a while. We could go a walk-in. Now, we have the crab down here. Okay, I just want to really point out, we have this profound and beautiful crab, and it does look like it's getting to work on something, right? We have the crab, and it has its little crab claw. I was gonna say claw, and to me, this looks like an elephant with its trunk straight out, okay? And it's almost like it's gonna pinch. Now, we know that the elephant with its trunk upwards is happiness, it is longevity, you know, it really pulls upon that energy of Ganesh. And with it straight out, I feel like it's almost kind of like this consciousness towards, like, here I am in this in-between place, and I have to decide, am I going to kind of just let things go, you know, and let them kind of go through their mortification as they do, right? Like age and rot in their own natural time, right? Or am I going to strive to, and as their trunk is lifting, strive to find a path that preserves some of these more, and I would say probably material world things. And I think a lot of this clarity here is like the understanding. It is the acute awareness, that moment, that ping when you're like, yo, I'm getting old, bro. I hopped down the stairs a little too fast. You know what I'm saying? Like, I am not bouncing back as quickly. And so we decide, right? And this isn't about the morality or the ethics of, do I take care of myself and my, you know, my place in this world and my life and my domestic and, you know, all the things, right? Because we do. If you see it at the surface or not, we have, you know, we make judgments about people based on, you know, these kinds of things, and ourselves, of course, right or wrong. Now, what I'm talking about here, this is not about any of that. It's not about like I'm doing this because I should, or I was taught to, or you know, I don't want to like fall apart and people judge me, you know. There is a real distinct and acute awareness that this is a pivotal point in your life where you are going to have to make a decision and get behind it. So if that is inaction, right, not taking action, that in itself is an action, right? I've decided that I'm not going to do anything about this. Or, there are varied degrees of, what do I start working on? Now, we have that crab. And what that tells me, 100%, you recoil at the sun. Okay? You are immediately get the feeling, I gotta hide myself. I don't want anybody to see me. I gotta go into my shell and figure this out, and I'm gonna go work on this unseen. And that's fine. In fact, I think that usually for most people, this is the best way. Ghosting the world and doing the work. Not posting about it. Not doing the pictures and the updates and the, curated this and that. Just getting it. Getting into it. Doing the dang old thing. Whatever it is. If you're teaching yourself how to do, like me, I keep putting it off. I have to restudy math from the ground up. I got to start at, where my daughter's at. She's 5. And go all the way through. I need to reteach myself. I keep talking about it. And I keep finding reasons not to do it. It could be physical. Getting back into the shape you want to be in. Taking care of ailments, chronic or otherwise. Even just going to the doctor to get those labs done. Dude. Miss me with that, right? But you still have to, if you can. If you are privileged enough at this point to have access to medical care in the modern world, 2026, what are we doing? Question marks all over the place. What are we doing? Whatever it is that it's whatever that reality just hit and you say, I don't know. That's where we lean in. That's where we're leaning in. Do you hear me? This is where we're going to lean in. And I'm not saying you have to do it alone. Listen. With those with eyes to see and ears to hear, there's nothing that we can do but get it, right? We have to. The energy has shifted. It's no longer about waiting and seeing what's going to happen. I mean, kind of, we are, right? But still, I will tell you what. If you are not motivated to get yourself in the position that you've always wanted to dream of doing or whatever, and I don't mean winning the lottery or whatever. I mean just, finding something of meaning in your life. Having good connections with 1, 2, 3 people, an animal, finding something that makes you be able to breathe steadily for a few minutes in the day. Whatever it is, I'm not talking about, these crazy, lofty, what was that show where they went cribs, where you would go see their rented mansions or whatever? No, that's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about the little bit of sanity access to the little bit of sanity that you can muster up against everything else. And the only way that we're going to get into that room with that little, it's like the little break room from life is with intense clarity, honesty, looking at ourselves and saying, this is who I am. This is what I actually want, not what I'm supposed to want, not what I was taught to want, not what, probably would work out better if this is what I wanted. No, none of that. Just what I want and why I want it, and I'm going to do what to get it. Because we are running out of time. We're running out of time. So, here we go. Okay? Gemini, I have all of the faith in the world, the universe, in you. Because if anybody is going to be true to themselves, it is you. You honor yourselves from all sides because you're so many different things. And you feel so many different ways. And maybe in that old world, the one that's crumbling beneath our feet, and on the floor, sorry, not sorry. In that old world, people maybe told you you're too much. You're fake, you're a chameleon, you switch it up, you code switch, whatever it is, you're up and down, you're hot and cold, you're selfish, you're all of that in that old world crumbling beneath our feet. No, you are Mercury. You are Quicksilver. You are the beauty, the voice, the word of the universe. You are the thing that they are afraid of because you are all of it. You could be whatever you want, whenever you want, with whoever you want, right? I don't see a lot of fear as we turn it. I actually see people dancing. You can see here, the head, the body, the legs. Here, another person dancing. People down here dancing, dancing. You are a person that, and I know it, I see it, game recognized game. When things feel generally chaotic, dire, like everything's falling apart, that's when you thrive. I don't know what it is, but your life gets better. I'm not saying that you thrive off of the negativity or anything. No. You're balanced. You're balanced. You are a balanced being. You can thrive in good and bad and all in between. And so when the collective shifts in, our zeitgeist, I would say, I'm going to endeavor to guess that probably a majority of people are a little bit worried about the world right now. Collectively. Some more than others, right? Some more motivated than others. But I think that for you, that's in the macro, right? In the micro, it's balanced out by you thriving, by you finding a way in your life, by you accessing those points that we were talking about, that truth, and being honest with what you actually need now. Not what you should need, not what you used to need, but what you need now. And that's it. And that's really going to be it, you know, being able to do that. And it's not easy. I mean, it sounds like, listen, we could say this, sit here, chop it up, talk about it all day long. But in those quiet rooms, in those quiet hours, when nobody's watching, how easy is it? How easy is it to be really honest? We have to practice it, man. We have to. All right. So it looks like we have, it looks like S-I-T-I. S-I-T-I. Now, I also feel, that there are, there's some kind of discord within the family. It feels like there's an outer feminine energy interfering, meddling. We have the mountain down here, but it's almost like the volcano. There's nothing coming off of it, but it does feel like it's come into the consciousness that something might pop off. You know what I mean? It feels like the pressure is building. It's building. We have a protective energy in between. I almost feel like it's your instinct to just kind of go scorched earth here. Like everybody's getting punished. But I feel like I feel like this is really an exercise in detachment, honestly. But I want to be clear here with the cards. I want to see what they're telling me. Okay. 7 of Swords. Princess of Swords. Goodness. And Death. Whew. Okay. So we have 7 of Swords. Oops. You go there, please. Thank you. 7 of Swords, Princess of Swords, and Death. Okay. You are just so... You're in your mind. You are ruminating on this. Okay. That's it. That's the thing. That's the thing that's got its like barbs in you. You can't... Everything leads back to this person, thinking about them, and it's like a contempt. And this is like different from the beginning person. This is like a whole other thing. I wanna... Fortune, Magician. 7 of Wands, really? Okay, one more. 5, yes. Okay, 5 of Swords. Okay, so the only way out is distraction here. You are in a thought loop. I'm not going to say you're obsessing over this person, but their energy, dark, destructive, kind of like a just... like comes to just mess things up for like just entertainment for themselves. Very like a very juvenile kind of energy. But it's like it pulls you down into these lower base parts of self reactive, anger, you know, ready to square up type of energy. And I feel like it's like you have to remember you are the creator of your reality. So if you block this person out within, you know, a while, you forget that they exist, or at least for me, I think that's part of being on this. I don't know, part of my tism and ADHD life. I forget about people, like, straight up. I'm sorry, and I'm sorry if, like, you're listening and you know me from any part of my life where like, we hung out, and even if I was, like, in recovery or not, it doesn't matter. There are people I straight up would hang out with, like, all the time, and then I'd stop seeing them after a while, and I stopped thinking about them, and then years later, I don't even remember them or their name. Dude. Just wild. I don't know. It could be trauma, too. I have CPTSD. I don't know. But that is all to say, right? You can eternal sunshine them. No. I feel like it's just kind of like, you have to, like, I know it's not your fault. I know they're the person that is like, yuck. Like, I would wall this person off out of your life. Like, do all the rituals, bindings. I don't know. Email me if you really. Well, we can talk. I have some methods here, but I feel like you got it. You have to. It's like, here's, like, my thinking of stuff like this. It's like, okay, I am from a family of addiction, 2 families of addiction, right? I grew up in a household where there was rampant addiction. It was not hidden, whatever, right? I myself, of course, surprise, surprise, became an addict myself. I probably always was one, because I was, like, using by the time I was, like, 12, right? And this was, like, the 90s, keep in mind, right? So addiction has always been a part of my life. And I can sit here all day long and tell you that it's not my fault. It's not. It's, something that's out of my control. Yeah, it is. But it's my job, if I want to live as a person who is not, like, completely, immersed in addiction and out of control and all this kind of stuff, I have to do the work. If those circumstances are my own fault or not, right? So in situations like this, and believe me, I get stuck in, like, people's energy. There's a lady that I have to see, a few times a week, and I don't know her. She's probably literally a nice person. I have no idea. She has the worst energy I have felt in years. Like, it feels suffocating. It gives me anxiety. Like, it feels suffocating. I don't think it's her. I think it's something on her, to be honest with you. I don't like to look at it. I can't even look. I don't even, like, I want to stand between her and my family because the energy is so putrid, I guess. I don't know. It's very base, low dwelling things, right? And again, I have great empathy and I try to bring myself around to, like, all right, just suck it up. You know what I mean? But, like, and I can get stuck in thinking about it because when I know there's a day where I might have to encounter this person, it makes me like I have, you can hear it. I'm already feel disoriented thinking about it. But I have to be responsible for myself and get myself out of this thought loop, right? I don't want to dwell in it because that's what that energy wants me to do. That's where it's feeding off of me. You see what I'm saying? So when there's this person who's hanging out in your life and they're awful, you know, as much as we can sit there and be like, well, they are da 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 da, and they're doing this da 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 da, it's our responsibility to figure out, like, I either deal with it and ignore it or whatever, or I need to get up out of here, or they need to go, you know, whatever the dynamic is. So, I think that you have to just get in that truth, honesty with yourself, like we were talking about in the beginning of the reading. But man, you know, really sticking to it and not getting back into your head. That's the thing. When you start like trying to overanalyze it again, which you will, you're going to it just gets you as lost as you were before, right? If not more. So don't complicate it. Just, you know, do what you think you need to do and stick with it in this situation. All right, let's see. Number 62. Number 62. Number 34. 34. Number 79. Number 79. All right. Okay, Gemini. I gotta get out. It's a long reading. All right. I love you. I love you. I love you. Thank you for being here. We'll talk soon. Please take care of yourself and be kind to yourself. Come on now. And make sure that you do, like, have little treats. All the work you're doing, give yourself some little treats. All right. I love you. Bye-bye.